Mahamahipadyaya Namaha. Namaste everyone. This is a very informal chat between myself, my dad and my daughter. So let's see how it goes. Nana, I remember that you have always been there with guruvugaru most of the times when he was writing his papers. I remember how it has progressed from typewriter days to computer days, then to laptop days. So I know you have been there, you have seen through all the writings of guruvugaru. I wouldn't say all, but then many. Someone who has always been with guruvugaru alongside Raghavendran uncle, Satyavat aunty and Radhakaya was one of them, was you. You have always been there, and I know there is so much that we need to know and learn from all the things that you have taken or absorbed from guruvugaru. So one of the things that I remember is that guruvugaru said one day that there have all these people, huge zamindars with huge amount of lands and lots of properties and jewelry and stuff. They acquire all of this thinking they will pass it on to their next generations. But then these next generation people are somewhere else. They never even visit their properties. They never even go to those zameen, and slowly it is lost to them. So the treasure that the generation of people who have worked very hard earned it so they can pass it on to the next generation gets lost during over the time. The same way guruvugaru said, it's almost like that. If guruvugaru words are not passed on to the next generation, that is my children. If I am not able, I have been fortunate, to be honest, that I was there from the time when I was very young. I have been listening to guruvugaru over the years, and I think I am very fortunate, and several of us grandchildren of guruvugaru have been very fortunate to have been in close proximity, listen to guruvugaru and learn a lot of stuff. And even now, I'm not underestimating the work that has been done by others, like recording the guruvugaru speeches and videos and all of that. And they have put them up on YouTube, on different YouTube channels and stuff. But none of them are actually in English, unfortunately. I don't say that my next generation can't speak Telugu, but there are also several people who are non-Telugu speaking disciples of guruvugaru, and unfortunately we have to admit this, that the generation after me are not as fluent in Telugu as we were, and it would be easier, rather than lose the whole of guruvugaru speeches and the treasure that he has given us, rather than losing all of that, at least we can give them the gist in English. This is a very simple attempt to pass on that to our next generation, like little ones here. So what do you say, Nana? What's your opinion on this?
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. As Hema just now said about the problems being encountered by the future generations, I think it is worthwhile to remember them in our lives and then pass it on to our coming generations. In this respect, we didn't have such kind of problem in the earlier times, in the ancient times. In the ancient times, the Vedas, the Shastras and Upanishads and so many other things that we take pride in them have been very systematically organized and passed on to the generations without any corruptions. Though most of them were oral, and even in the oral things, they have taken so much of care that it is sounds, syllables, spellings, there should not be any mistake throughout the generations and throughout the length and breadth of the country. So this is one thing surprising, even to those Westerners who came 200, 300 years ago to India, and it was a great surprise to them that the ancient literature has been intact. There is no corruption, no change, and that has been carried on to thousands of generations by now. Because we don't say that this oral literature, or we generally call it as orature. This orature is timeless in the sense we didn't know from where it has begun, and we don't know how long they would stay. But the problem with the modern generations is that in the modern generation is also blessed with so many very pious souls and learned souls and jnanis. That is the correct term for the present, jnanis. And they have spoken to their disciples on many occasions, on many things, and explaining the essence of the ancient literature. So this has been pouring out every day and day out, because we have so many pious people here. They are born in India, and they have been guiding people, and they are still guiding people. They are numerous. So these gurus who have been speaking of so many things about our life and about the world, about the universe, and also about the beginnings of the universe. So these are the things that that would always perturb our mind, because we do not know what kind of knowledge that we had before us and what we have before us, and can we preserve them for the future. So this is our responsibility, as thousands of generations have been taking care to hand over this knowledge to us safely. But what we failed, or we are failing in the present generation, that we are not able to pass on this information to our next generations. Particularly in the modern times, as Hema said, the first generation is fine, but the thing is the second generation have picked up something from the first generation of the modern generations. And the third generation, the problem is that we are not acquainted at least with the Sanskrit language that has been used in the earlier literature, Sanskrit and later Pali, and so many other languages, ancient languages like Prakrit. But in the modern times, at least from 1,000 years from now, new languages have come in different places in the world. Even Europe, the modern languages have taken place only. Their life is 1,000 years or 1,200 years, and their literary life is only 400 years or 500 years. And even in the modern times, even if you take the example of UK or some other place where English that was spoken, written some 500 years ago is no more understandable to the present generation. So these changes would come in the languages, and so also in India, our misfortune or fortune, whatever it may be, we are not acquainted with our ancient languages, in which the entire treasure of knowledge is stored.
Yeah.
And secondly, when we are speaking about the present vernaculars, so those children who are from the present vernaculars, they are totally cut off from our ancient literature and ancient knowledge. So for them, the modern gurus have been speaking to them on many occasions on many things, but it is our responsibility that this has to continue, and at least this essence form should continue for the next generations.
So you mean to say, irrespective of language, the essence of our Bharatiyata and also the essence that has been passed on by guruvugaru should pass on to the next generations.
May not be the same form and the same tenor and the same idiom, but at least the essence, the meaning of the ancient knowledge should be passed on to our next generation. For that, I think the present day we have so many forms of media, and we can make use of technology and see that this is not very difficult now in these days to reach anybody in the world within minutes or seconds or splits of seconds, because we have developed lots of communication skills by now, and so it's not that difficult now. But the thing is, we should reach to them in the modern or the current idiom and the current language where they can understand. So for this, every generation has to take its own efforts so to see that everything reaches them. Whatever at least whatever they could understand about that, about the ancient knowledge, that should be passed on to the young generation.
Yeah, is that what you want, Rohu? You want to understand guruvugaru talks and all of that, at least understand the gist of it, right? Yeah. So Tataya is here helping us out. He's going to speak over our stay, each day, one topic or the other. You can, lucky one, you can get to ask questions. Okay? And then we take each day few questions, and then Tataya will be talking about what guruvugaru has said or has spoken about on that particular topic. Yeah? Shall we do that? Yeah, high five. Yay!
Very good.
Okay, then.
High five.
Yay!
So let us make some informal chat from now onwards. So that let us see that if something we could pass on to our next generation to understand what at least the essence of the ancient knowledge. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nana. So this is the plan. Basically, this is what I was thinking. Apart from YouTube, we will be uploading on podcast as well. If people are more into podcasts, then they can listen on podcasts. And the other thing is for children, basically, this is for younger children. Apart from these talks, we can come up with some worksheets so they can understand the topic much better. And we can do few WhatsApp groups and few Google classrooms for children, and then focus on each topic. Maybe 1 month we do one topic, the other month or after a gap, or you can pick and choose which topic you want to do, and then children can join that class and do those topics. Few things for children to do. Yeah, make it more fun for children and thought-provoking for older, young adults, I would say, not older people. Let's say young adults. All right then. Namaste everyone. Thank you. And see you in our next episode.